Hello gamers, version 2.5 of Snowbreak is almost over, so I will make my tier list for the DPSs and supports up until this point of the game. First of all, on the top of the DPS tier list is Chenxing Jade Arc. Ever since the first day of her release, I was saying, because of my experience with the game, that she is busted and she has power creeped everything, and people were telling me that no wait, she's not as strong, Life Infinite Side is stronger, Cherno Enigma is stronger, they are pulling better times in neural simulation, and up until that point they had good times, but ever since that point, Chenxing Jade Arc has been demolishing the clear times in neural simulation in every investment possible, even in my account. I have M0 tier 2 Chenxing Jade Arc, and she's pulling better times than M4 and M3 of Katya, Dawnwing, Life Infinite Side, Cherno Enigma and other characters like that. She's busted, the best character in the game by far, and every person that is telling you otherwise, they don't know what they're talking about. So, she will be on the S tier alone. So, let's move further down the tier lists. After her, the characters that are the strongest right now are Cherno Enigma, Katya Dawnwing, Life Infinite Side, and Bubu, based on neural simulation specifically. After that, we will move to tier B. We have Turbo, Agave. These characters are not that strong. On the top of tier B, I will put Series Xana. She is far better than Turbo and Agave, but she's not as strong as the ones above her. Another thing I can also do actually is maybe pull them down here. I can pull these two down here and leave Series Xana alone there. Then the other Chenxing, she's pulling a lot of good times in some modes of neural simulation, in some bosses, same for Fanny Coronet. But Turbo and Agave, they're not even pulling competitive times even in their own bosses, so they're not even that useful. They're a flop, absolute flop. And after that, we will have characters like, let's see what we have, the 4-star version of Fanny, Fritia, the 5-star version, Haru maybe. I will put this Katya here. She has damage, not as strong as the others, but she has some form of damage. I will put the Marian, this version of Marian here, the Yao here. These characters are power creeped at this point, they are not even good, they are not used in anything in the game right now, and are absolutely useless. So yeah, it is what it is. This life version as well here. Yeah, basically all of these characters are not good. I will just put them on this tier and get it over with. So this is the DPS tier list. On the top of the tier list, Chenxing Jade Arc, then Cherno, Katya, Life and Bubu. After that we have Series, the other Chenxing and Fanny Cornet, and then we have Turbo, Agave and the other Katya, and on the bottom all these other characters that we don't even care about them. Now let's move on to the supports. We have many good supports in the game, and I will divide them based on this logic. On the top of the tier list, I'm gonna put the supports that are universal. They can fit in both ballistic and skill DPS teams, and they are super strong even until this point and competitive. So supports like this are Katya Kaguya, fits in every team. Tess, she fits in every team that needs an ultimate and can save valuable seconds in neural simulation. And of course Shadow Ka. These three supports are universal, they can be used in any team and they can save valuable time in neural simulation. Now, in the A tier, I will put the DPSs that are divided in I will put the supports that they are divided in skill supports and ballistic supports. I'm putting them in A tier not because they are weaker than the other supports, they are they have the same amount of usefulness and they are insanely strong, but they are not universal in both ballistic and skill DPS teams. So I will make the distinction there. And supports like that are Eni Exuvia, Feni Starsign, Marian Riptide, and of course Yao Nightglow, the newest ballistic support. All of these 7 supports are meta, and the S and A tier are all the meta characters basically. These are all the meta characters currently in the game and can be used for competitive times in neural simulation. The B tier, semi-competitive tier, and I will put a support here, Akakia Redacted, because it has some use in neural simulation. And I will also put here the AHL, because if you have your weapon, she has some use in neural simulation. Of course, way worse than the A tier, but still has some usefulness. And in C tier I will put some 4-stars that has some use, and I was using them for 1% leaderboards when I was new to the game. And the 4-star Marian for Cerno. You can also use this version of Cerno for competitive time, so we'll use her here. Actually, I will put her here in the B tier because it can be used for competitive times in your simulation against some bosses. The 4-star version of Fritia will be put here, 4-star version of Life, and yes, you can also use this Chenxing for healer and skill damage support, but the other characters I will put them in this tier, in the bottom tier. So basically, to make an overview, the S and A tier are all the meta characters of Snowbreak, DPSs and supports, and can produce competitive times in neural simulation. B tier are some of the characters that in some bosses, in some niche specific scenarios, they can be competitive, but in the vast majority of the bosses they are not used. And then the C and D tier, they are basically out of the meta, almost completely useless, with the exception C tier has some damage, some usefulness, but not that much, and D tier are completely useless characters at this point. So this is the tier list for Snowbreak 2.0. Like, subscribe, and tell me if you want more videos like this. See you in the next one. Gaza Godfather out.